Baggies fans, welcome to expressandstart.com. I'm alongside Albion correspondent Lewis Cox for the final time at the Hawthorns this season, and it has been a memorable evening. Albion have beaten Leeds United by 1-0. Call it what you want, Cox. Superb display. I called it a tin hat job in the second half of the thing. But Albion went ahead through Grady Diangana and then defended in the way of Chris Kamara. Remember that one? They defended like beavers in the second half. They were absolutely tremendous.
A beaver's good at defending.
Yeah. But fantastic display, fantastic way to end 2023. A real statement went from Albion.
Quality, Johnny. What a night, really. I mean, this place was loud, wasn't it? It was rocking. It roared. You know, the fans just willed and roared Albion home. I mean, I don't know if they needed it because it didn't look for a second like Leeds were scoring, did it really? Let's be honest. That final half an hour plus, an array of like Premier League quality attackers on the pitch. Daniel Farke just lobbed them all on. It's like, you know, sod it, let's go for it. And they didn't create a single thing, did they? Can you remember Alex Palmer making a save? Because I don't think I can.
Made one in the first half.
Second half, I mean, towards the end.
Made one in the first half, and he made a real vital tip or a punch in the second half. But
yeah, massive, wasn't it? Massive night. Yeah, statement win definitely, and it's obviously been significant for the table and reeling Leeds in a little bit, created a gap to 7th. I just think it was a magnificent night, a real night of belief and togetherness for squad and fans. I say it was loud, and maybe it was always going to be a decent, you know, good atmosphere because it's 4th against 5th under the lights, all of that. People have had time in the pub, but the performance and result, but certainly the performance helped, didn't it? It was tireless. The defending, you're right, what you said at the top. I don't know about Beavers, but about the defending generally, unbelievable.
Never heard that one.
No, I have. I just don't understand.
No, dude,
well, I could explain it. That'd be good. Unbelievable. The changes worked to a T. Before the game, the subs worked to a T. Tactical masterclass, but the resilience and organisation was spot on, wasn't it? The subs that came on, unbelievable. We won't go into individuals, but Ajayi to come into the side and perform like that, yeah, what a night. Great night, massive night, and the real platform to move on from now, isn't it? To put that in this spell of games at Christmas time is some effort, really.
Absolutely, you know, complete turnaround in the last 4 days from that, you know, disappointing defeat at Borough. 2 1-0 wins today. Cox, you know,
missed me, didn't they?
We did, yeah, that was you. You're the lucky charm. But we've seen a lot this season. Albion have kept a lot of clean sheets, certainly here. But it was a different type of performance today. They played. You know, it seemed like Carlos had set them up to play on the break, which obviously worked in the first half. You know, Albion could have had 2 or 3 goals in that first period. Granted, they didn't have a lot of chance in the second half, but it was very much a different display than we've seen at times this season, certainly on home soil. And like, you know, that is down to the opposition, but the game plan worked to a T.
Well, you're right to mention the clean sheets, mate, to be fair, because that's a 12 in 25. Yeah, you know, as good as 50%, isn't it, of games? Daniel Farke in there's just referenced it. You know, says everything really. I had a look. Next best is Leicester with 10, so and then 9 and under. So what they're doing defensively is quite amazing, actually. I think, considering there were no clean sheets at the start of the season, what they're doing between Palmer and the back line and the defensive midfielders. I mean, Okay Kushli for me is the best player on the park tonight. Both sides, yeah. First 10-15 minutes, Leeds were on top, weren't they? And kind of thought, oh, how's this going to go? Albion looked nervy and edgy.
Bro, they're lucky,
yeah. I thought they had nervous energy at the start, like they knew it was a big game and couldn't get up, couldn't settle. But once they did, I mean, before the goal, Kipper's had one played off the line, hasn't he? Which, I suppose 9 times out of 10 goes in, or Kushli buries the rebound.
Columbia had a big chance as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I thought from minutes 15 to 20 to half time, it was Albion on top. I thought when the Grady Diangana goal / winner came around in the first 7th minute, I thought Albion were good value for it, deserved the lead. And second half, one of our colleagues has just said to Carlos in there, second half, first 10-15 until the hour when Farke went gung ho, Albion were in charge on top. And look, for that half hour, I suppose, with all the attackers on, maybe Leeds are always going to have a lot of the ball, more of the ball, but Albion have had a lot harder finales than that this season, haven't they, in terms of chances conceded, goals conceded. Today, I mean, not that Palmer could have got his deck chair out, but you know, he wasn't really tested, was he? Let's be honest.
Well, ironically, Daniel Farke has just said that Carl Darlow could have put his shirt back in the cupboard in the second half. I think Alex Palmer could have done that.
Well, yeah.
Throughout the game. Although I think they might have scored if they just saw there wasn't a goalkeeper. But, and he made a vital punch at one point. Just finally, Coxie, there was a quote in the programme from Carlos Corberan, which I've just tweeted, and I was going to tweet it before the game, and I didn't. But it said, we're happy with the progress we've made in 2023. We hope to make more progress in 2024. This win, in the final game of 2023, does this sort of underline just how far Albion have come in the last 12 months? Now, I know there's been periods where fans have been a bit frustrated here, frustrated maybe with performances, given everything that they've gone through, injuries, and they are doing that again at the moment. The evolution of this team under Carlos Corberan, does that result more than performance, but typify what he's done, the job that he's done?
It's funny when you mention evolution, because obviously he hasn't been able to get anyone in, really. Had 2 loans and 1 permanent who's injured. So the evolution of the team he inherited, obviously, which is a point you make. So massive progress. I said, I think you're right with that. I think at before full time, without wanting to tempt fate to you, I said, didn't have 10 minutes to go. I said,
you do this all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Don't you?
Yeah.
You got away with it today.
Yeah, I did get away with it today. You get a little bit on edge, don't you? A little bit nervy and all that.
Cox the jinx will start. Come on.
Well, I just leaned over and I said, yeah, this is big. Like this is a huge win here. Like, Albion have been brilliant. Leeds haven't, but Albion haven't let them be brilliant. Which, look at the squad they've got, really here. I mean, the £36 million attacker for one. Daniel James coming off the bench. It's all right, isn't it? Many others. You could go on, couldn't you, through their attackers of Bamford. I know he's obviously struggling at the minute, but what a statement win. And the progress, what he's been able to do, we've seen it gradually, haven't we? I remember in the early days of Corberan, it was kind of yes, they went on a good run, but it was sort of hit and miss here and there. It fell away a bit. This season started a little bit limply, didn't it? And August, September, we were like, was it 2 wins in the first 8? Something like that. And boy, oh boy, from September, something's clicked defensively. I'm back to basics. Genius, really. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, the style in terms of attacking and how attacks are built and all that. But, I mean, substance over style, really, isn't it?
Can't argue it's not working.
Yeah, the league table, I think, would have all of... This is a strong championship, isn't it? Like, really, this is a strong championship this season compared to last season. Different gravy, really. And for Albion to be where they are, I think it's a magnificent effort, to be honest. There's been some sticky points, don't get me wrong. I mean, Borough was woeful, wasn't it? There's been others, but not too many, thankfully. And just the resilience and organisation and detail and workload. Like, this is a small squad, realistically, for Albion and Championship standard, and we know why upstairs and the ongoing takeover situation that's happening, and Carlos not being able to buy and add to his squad. It's a small squad. It's got quality, but it's small, and it's like most clubs had injuries all season, which is par for the course, really. A lot of bad luck because they've all come in attack, and for much of it, the same players have to be flogged and flogged and flogged and flogged. I spoke with Diangana down there after the game. He had 6 months out. He's had to be flogged ever since, and others are in the same situation, and he must have them so together and such belief that they can keep going and keep going to the well. And to do this like in a Christmas period, that was a mammoth proper marathon out there, when the way they fought and kept going, unbelievable. And the test is like Swansea now, very, very different from this, isn't it? Struggling Swansea, and they're not all going to be like this, are they? Performance levels aren't always all going to be like that tonight. It's just digging in there and sticking in there, isn't it? And that gap I mentioned at the top to 7th is going to be key. If Albion can just try and plotter along and maintain a gap of more than 3 points to that position, they'll be laughing, really, won't they, in their targets. And teams above them, Leeds 1 winning 5. Why can't they continue to reel Leeds in? Maybe top 2. Yeah. It's not gone, but it's a huge mammoth ask, that, isn't it? That's a big ask, and Southampton are there sniffing, obviously, but we said a while ago with the big run, tough run of games, didn't we? If Albion will be there on the other side of those and coming into Jan, I think they'll stick it out, and their sticking and staying power at the minute at where we are for the season has been unbelievable. And credit to them. What a way to go out for the year, like you said, Johnny. And the year started with optimism, didn't it? I remember we had a couple of home games here, Preston, Reading,
at the end of the last year.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like it was amid the unbelievable early run under Carlos, and obviously it tailed in Jan, didn't it? And yeah, I feel like much more of a consistent Albion side now. But a lot of things to come, aren't there? A lot of things to happen. January, AFCON. Hopefully, ownership situation resolves itself as planned and currently on track to. So a lot of things to happen in the next couple of months, and we look forward to it. And we look forward to heading down to South Wales, don't we, in a few days?
We do indeed. Fantastic way to end at 2023. Final score here at the Hawthorns for the final time of the year. West Brom 1, Leeds 0. All the rest of your reaction, go to expressandstart.com.